Okay, so I want to give you a little bit of a story time of where this episode came from because usually the episodes are inspired by real life events. So, once upon a time, I was on a movie set, as I do. If you don't know, I'm an actress. I act quite a bit.
What?
Yes, I do the acting. And I was on this set, and I'm not a big part at all, which I think is what you would call supporting, right? When you're not the main.
Yeah, I mean, there's levels within that co-star, guest star,
But
but
if it's a
yeah,
movie,
if it's a movie and you're not like, again, there's always going to be a distinction between the lead cast and the supporting cast, and it
mhm,
might not even necessarily be having to do with the number of lines you have. You could be a supporting character who has more lines than a main character if
right.
the story's not about you.
Hmm.
So, kind of could go any other way. But I'd say based on what I've
So
heard about it, I think, yeah,
supporting, I'd
supporting
say,
character,
because
yeah,
I
100%.
literally, you could take me out of this film and nothing would change. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty irrelevant, but I like parts like that. It's fun for me because it's fun to play different things. Now, my character on this specific day that we were filming had one line, not 12, not 13, not 25, one. I had one time where I had to open my mouth hole and say words. And I was kind of excited because it meant a not very stressful day for me. I wasn't going to be having my face in my script, and it allowed me to get to know the cast a little bit. It kind of was like a day playing sort of situation where they all have worked together so much, and I just popped in for the one day and was like, "Hey friends, how's the film going? Sick." And then I would leave.
Yeah.
So, I love those days.
Yeah, it's an easy day. You're in, you do your thing, you feel good about it, you're out. Yeah, love
Yeah.
that day.
So I get in there and I'm all excited and I'm just like my chipper self talking to everybody, having a good old time, like mixing and mingling. And we get to the very first scene of the day. The lead actor, he's doing his thing. He's, doing what he's got to do. He does his line a couple of times. He kind of like flubs them here and there. And, we don't think anything of it because it happens. You get on set, sometimes the elements get to you, the heat, other people around you, you get nervous. You all of a sudden realize you're on camera. You forget your lines. Forget your you forget your
Wow,
lines.
timing? What's the two most important things about comedy?
You forget your lines. You flub things up all the time. And no one said anything. No one made a comment to this actor. It happened. We all moved on to the next scene, the next take. Not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal.
We finally roll around to where I get to say like 3 whole words. And I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, finally, we're at my scene. The reason I'm here today. Yeah. And I go to like get ready and they come and put powder on my face because I'm getting a nice big up close shot of me. And the AD comes up and makes a comment being like, hey, so we want you to say the line kind of like this. And when the AD gives you direction, assistant director, you take it because that usually means it's coming from the director. And
Right.
initially, I was a little bit like, okay. Like it felt like a weird direction to give to me, in my opinion. It felt a little weird, but I was like, okay, sure, I'll do it that way. And Mr. Actor chimes in and goes, yeah, you should totally do it that way because it makes sense for your character. And you could say it kind of like this. And then proceeds to like say my line and tells me how to say it. And I politely look at him and I just go, I'm actually just going to take the direction from the director since that's their job. And the AD thought I was talking about them. So the AD was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm just saying that I'm going to take direction from the director and not anybody else that it's not their job to when they're an actor.
For those of you who aren't aware, this is a double affront in the acting world because not only did an actor give unsolicited advice to another actor right after direction was given from the director, but he line read her. He
Mm.
he said the line and said, "This is how you should say it." Blah 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 blah. Which in the acting world is a huge faux pas. You never ever line read somebody unless they specifically ask for it. And even then, a lot of directors aren't going to do it
Mm.
because it's up to the actor to decide on how this line would be delivered appropriately. And then to have somebody say, no, I want to hear it like this is like a huge no-no. So a lot of audacity riding on this guy.
I didn't even know that was like, oh, I love the validation you're giving me. Because I didn't think it was that bad, but now I'm like, you know what? You're right. It was that bad. And so the AD kind of like realizes, and the next line they say is, oh, she's talking about you, honey, and looks right at the actor, and he was like, what? Like, he was so confused. It's like he had never had anyone ever, like, talk back to him, and the AD finally was just kind of like, oh, I gotta go. But I registered at that moment that the AD understood, wasn't being disrespectful to them, was telling the actor basically to shut up nicely. And as soon as the AD leaves, the actor shuts the car door and kind of like grumbles and makes this like really sassy statement saying like, on this set, we're all directors here. Like, we all help each other out. We're all directing each other. And that's how this set works. And you would know if you've been here. And I kind of go to, like, open my mouth and say something. And the actress sitting between us kind of goes, no, you're actually wrong. You're not a director on this set. And sure enough, the director goes, action. And we all start acting. And it was honestly perfect. Oh, wait, no. I said one more comment. I said one more thing. At the very end, I was like, what'd she say? She, like, chimed in. She said her piece. And then I also was like, yeah, you're not the director, so don't direct me. Like, I had some one little, like, smooth cherry on top of the ice cream. Action was called. We all went and did our thing. My character kind of has an attitude anyway, so it sort of, like, worked in the scene. But then this actor would not talk to me for the rest of the day. And
Good.
I know, thank goodness. I eventually talked to the AD, pulled them aside, and I clarified in the spare moment alone and just said, hey, I want to clarify, I meant no disrespect towards you. It was not aimed at you in any way, shape, or form. I don't want people to see me as being difficult on set, but I will not tolerate another actor telling me before my one line how to say my line and how I should act in the scene, when I have not even had a shot at talking on camera that day. And I want to clarify, it would be okay if I had struggled the whole day.
Right.
If I was the one flubbing my line. If I was the one who was like holding back set because I couldn't figure out how to say it, or I didn't know what the director wanted, then I would be totally fine with another actor kind of leaning over and being like, hey, I think the director like kind of wants it this way. Like, why don't you try it a little different? Like,
right,
in that moment,
yeah.
but not over the AD before I even got one take, and for somebody who has one line.
Right. Like if I'm on take 100 and I've been holding the whole day up for like 6 hours, then by all means line read the shit out of me. Like let's just get it and move on. That's ridiculous. But the other thing that makes me wonder too is like, are these actors not aware that 90% of the time that you're on set, your mic pack is on? Even if they're not recording anything, your mic pack is on. And the directors have headphones on. The producer, everybody that's like way higher up on that echelon above you has headphones on. So there's no way that the director didn't hear this actor saying, we're all directors here. Like think about what you're doing, These are the guys that forget to cover their mics or forget to turn them off before they go to the bathroom and put the sound guys through all that horrible stuff they have to listen to every day,
Yeah, I couldn't believe the audacity. Like you said, the audacity horse of this actor, because it's not his place. And then to double down and say that we're all directors here. And sure enough, I did, when I was talking to the AD out of the room, I even like told them by mistake, like I wasn't trying to like tattletale on this actor, but I definitely was like, yeah, then they like doubled down and said that like we're all directors here. And I was like, please tell me, is this individual a director on the set? Because then obviously I will go apologize. Like, I am not trying to ruffle any feathers here. And the AD was like, absolutely not. That person's never directed anything. I've seen their IMDb. Like,
yeah.
They don't have a single directing credit. And I was like, not to toot my own horn, but I've got a plethora of directing credits.
Right. And that would have been my question to the actor, would have been like, oh, okay, I didn't see your name as a director on the call sheet. Like, they should probably update that,
Maybe that's what I should have said instead of being so snippy. But...
Yeah. No, I think you responded correctly. Like, gee, that's just... Yeah, like, I don't even have words. Like, the amount of unprofessionalism that came out of that actor at so many different moments all at the same time is just ridiculous.